We earn money, save money and buy things. Living beyond the economic cycle is impossible. What trends are dictated by world markets and how does it affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy. In this episode you will know about professions that will soon disappear from our life, how to choose an appropriate supplementary education, and why career orientation is so important. Supplementary education is becoming more and more pressing matter in the contemporary world. New technologies are being introduced, scientists uninterruptedly work on the creation of the artificial intelligence, and many professions disappear right in front of our eyes. Futurologists expect that in the coming years the job market will change dramatically. Experts forecast that 80% of professions will disappear in 20 years. 57 professions, technical and intellectual, are expected to disappear before 2030. Scientists predict the appearance of 136 new professions in the nearest decade. Among them are IT doctor, bioethicist, urbanist, ecologist, clothes recycling specialist, big data model developer, digital linguist, intellectual property appraiser, and many more.
Я думаю, что тренинги интересны всем, кто хочет развиваться.
I think that trainings are interesting for everyone who wants to develop. Earlier we lived in a quite predictable world. By now we face a term VUCA world, which means that the world is becoming volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. If you don't learn and develop in this world, you will be left far behind.
Тогда, конечно, ты очень далеко останешься позади.
Such professions as timber cutters, elevator operators, ladder carriers, tourism agents, dispatchers and pharmacists are to become the things of the past. Nowadays, robots are already replacing them, but as for management of the organization, the human factor still remains a priority. Today we conduct masterclasses how to bring up the executive in your business. This is a topical issue because a lot of business people have no person they can rely on. In fact, a business owner is the key person responsible for business effectiveness. At some point he or she withdraws from operational processes. As a result, the company stops and breaks into parts. Therefore, the owner will eventually have to think about bringing up the operation manager. Kirill and his personnel help owners of small and medium-sized companies to free from operational processes, structure their organizations, or in other words, make their business more systematic in order to minimize their participation in the development of their businesses. But what is the reason for providing supplementary education to your employees if instead of that you can hire a third person? If a business owner employs a qualified executive director, he in fact seriously jeopardizes his business because he has to deal with a person whom he doesn't know. Moreover, even a good working history does not guarantee that the person will adapt in the company and ensure a positive result. Experts of Business Constructor developed long-time specific education programs for top managers of all levels, for instance for an executive director, financial director and others. We deal with almost all branches of business from hotels and restaurants to manufacturing and construction companies. We teach a wide range of clients. Notably, all of them are business owners because nowadays we mainly focus on business effectiveness. According to Kirill Kunitsky, he has quite a diverse business experience. He worked in the sphere of tourism, industrial equipment and building materials supply, logistics and export of agricultural products. He's the owner of several firms which he founded a while ago. Nonetheless, the issue of supplementary education in the field of management has become for him the principal activity area. Currently, I'm not only introducing changes and helping other owners to introduce these changes. I'm also writing a doctor's thesis on this topic because my work is based on science. Therefore, along with my work with business owners, I'm going to defend a PhD thesis in management and economics.
Я также готовлюсь к защите степени PhD в сфере управления и экономики.
Why are people willing to obtain additional education? There are many reasons for that. Among them are the intention to improve professional skills, make a career, and the wish to obtain a new, more up-to-date and in-demand profession. Along with that, supplementary education enhances personal development and widens our capabilities and interests. The number of adult participants of education programs in developed countries far exceeds the number of learning children and teenagers. 40 to 50% of adult population is engaged in different educational and outreach activities. The development of education among adult people improves quality of living by 6% and even increases life expectancy.
Популярно, потому что люди хотят менять.
It is popular because people want to change and develop. They become more aware in solving various everyday problems and, according to the Maslow pyramid, go to the next level of self-fulfillment. Because of that, people want to realize their full potential, all talents, and to know something new.
Для чего рождены, реализовать все свои природы и таланты, поэтому люди стремятся развиваться, узнавать что-то новое.
At the same time, it is important to distinguish between, for example, higher education and supplementary education. The main difference is that in the second case, students learn only chosen subjects in a narrowly limited practical area by means of special courses, seminars, web seminars, masterclasses, and educational programs proposed by their companies.
На самом деле, после хорошего тренинга...
Actually, a good training leads to a big leap forward in a person's life. In other words, trainings always provide for new instruments, skills and knowledge, as well as broaden our mind. As a result, people become more self-confident and believe in their capabilities. People look in a new way on how they can fulfill their potential. Of course, trainings are always necessary for business. That is to say, people propel business forward, but for this purpose we should teach them new technologies and new instruments.
Нужно всегда обучать людей новым технологиям, новым инструментам.
Education and training in Kazakhstan hold a key position in the value system. The issue of the adult education system development is becoming more important from year to year. Indeed, this is the key factor of development and growth of the human capital and therefore the growth driver of economic efficiency and labor productivity.
Я со своей стороны хочу добавить, что
For my part, I want to add that for any business people, it is important to understand that the main challenge they face in their life is not the challenge of market or competition, but the challenge of self-incompetence. This is because the market will always exist, and the question is to what extent they are capable of constructing a correct business model, analyzing their market, choosing a strong competitive strategy.
планирование, управленческий учет и многое другое.
Nowadays, the most relevant professions in Kazakhstan belong to the sphere of trade, services and finances. Among them are drivers, trade representatives, sales assistants, cashiers, accountants, lawyers and foreign language teachers. Sales manager is one of the most prestigious and well-paid professions. But will all these professions survive in the nearest future? Many of our fellow citizens give a serious thought to obtaining supplementary education and want to acquire new skills and knowledge. So what is the best way to choose a new life work? Should we rely on our capabilities, fashion and popularity of our future profession?
Какие специальности чаще всего выбирают у нас в Казахстане? Есть топ-3 направления.
What are the most frequently chosen specialties in Kazakhstan? Well, there are 3 top areas: marketing, sales management and IT. These are the 3 most popular fields. Job prestige is another point. However, this is not quite a right choice. Thus, such professions as lawyer, manager or marketing expert sound perfectly and are thought to be much in demand. Nonetheless, in some cases, the market can dictate otherwise. There is nothing wrong in these specialties, but we should choose them only if we are confident that we want to work in this field and this job is suitable for us. If not, there is no need at all to get these qualifications.
Но тогда нужно поступать только с четким пониманием, что я хочу этим делом заниматься, что мне это подходит. В обратном случае нет смысла туда даже обращаться.
Currently, 15% of vacancies on the Kazakhstani labor market require specialists with higher education. People with secondary professional education occupy 85% of workplaces. So what professions in Kazakhstan are most in demand for today and for the nearest future? According to specialists, these are IT specialists, power engineering specialists, petrochemical industry engineers, technologists, doctors, logistics specialists, HR managers and teachers.
Проблема в том, что наш рынок не знает, что у нас есть такие.
The problem is that people are unaware of such services. It is worthy of note that this extends not only to a particular person, but to his or her family, the society and the state. If people do not decide on their profession in good time, they most probably will not work upon completion of their courses or even drop out from the studies. After that, their life will not go smoothly and that will affect their family and the labor market. This can happen not only to one person, but to hundreds or thousands of people. So if they would decide upon their profession beforehand and understand in what area they want to develop, there would be no problems. This can be a university or some vocational training. With time, this should improve the situation in the labor market and even raise level of happiness. So we undertake a global mission.
Рынку труда и в том числе по уровню счастья, мне так кажется. Поэтому на самом деле это очень глобальная миссия, к которой мы стремимся.
The State Program of Education Development of Kazakhstan for 2011-2020 contains chapter Lifetime Learning. Its developers are confident that popularization of continuous lifelong learning should become one of the country's national priorities. The objective of the adult education system in Kazakhstan is the realization of human rights for education throughout life. Indeed, for a new economic breakthrough, the society and its particular members need transformation, new challenges, flexibility, and willing to obtain new knowledge and professional skills. According to analysts, there are only a few areas where people will not be forced out by robots in the nearest future. These are public health, education, real estate, household and personal services. IT and robotics are to affect all spheres of activity, and fundamentals of programming and algorithmization will be necessary even in humanitarian areas.
Конечно, в мире это вообще все.
Of course, it is highly developed throughout the world. However, we're still lagging behind the global trends. Nowadays, the world market is switching to e-learning. There are a lot of various online courses. Thus, on the website of a famous company, Coursera, we can pass courses and training of any kind in English. There are even Russian subtitles. You can visit online training courses taught by leading professors without leaving your home. The fact that everything is shifting to the internet has become a trend.
Профессоров ведущих вузов пройти вот электронно, не выходя из дома, сидя за своим ноутбуком. Вот это такой вот тренд, что все переходит в интернет, все переходит в смартфоны. Но мы пока отстаем, конечно.
E-learning is becoming a leading trend in the field of supplementary education. And it is not surprising because this kind of education system is very convenient from the point of view of cost cutout, time saving, building of personal time management and shifts of strengths. Virtual education technologies are developing quite rapidly and users have a lot of ways of getting necessary information. Well, what are the global trends? In fact, there are a lot of them. There is a major conference held by the Association for Talent Development in America. It is dedicated to world trends in the field of education. Thus, micro-learning is very popular nowadays. It refers to learning in small portions when 2 or 3 minute trailers are shot in companies. This is a so-called one-bite learning. It is easier to begin. That is to say, watching a 2-minute trailer is much easier than another one, which lasts, for example, 45 minutes. Micro-learning is successfully distributed through smartphones. For instance, employees of the sales department receive a short trailer about how to object to customers. After that, they do a small test consisting of 3 to 5 questions and, as a result, obtain certain skills. Another trend is gamification. It is when some content is presented in the form of a game and attracts attention of everyone. It is very short, however, people also acquire good skills. In recent years, bath business courses have become very popular in Russia. Surveys show that 46% of Russian residents visit baths, but few of them know all the tricks of bath art. During the courses, experienced specialists explain how to soak a bath broom and arrange a real aromatherapy or massage session, and most importantly, how to select appropriate food and beverages for bath in order to avoid any health risks.